thousands of currently serving people that are giving their lives to serve the country. Do you think that that's wrong? Jason, is it wrong? Yes or no? Is it wrong?
No.
Now we're talking about a specific
No, it's not wrong.
I disagree with that particular policy.
Okay.
So I disagree from that one.
No, it isn't. If you don't know if you're a man or a woman, you shouldn't be served.
What I'm talking about was on the tweets. And like I said, there's some I agree with and some that I don't. So
let me jump in here and kind of turn the tables a little bit. Simone and John, you alluded to this before.
Bill Kristol is a NeverTrumper.
I don't know what's going on. What are reporters doing wrong when it comes to covering?
Writing lies.
No, because this is something that the Obama administration certainly had a lot of opinions about during its time.
All administrations have. Yeah, I mean, so one could argue, looking at it from the side of the administration, one could argue from the side of the administration, you want the reporters to give you the benefit of the doubt. You want people to come to you before they pitch these stories, before they write these stories.
Stop lying about the president.
Hello. You want people to come to you and just to have a better rapport. But the administration makes that hard. And so I guess one thing that the media could do better, not that they're necessarily doing wrong, is to try to understand this Trump electorate, but also the wider swath of the electorate. And I think a lot of times we live in these DC and New York bubbles, and we haven't talked to any real people.
Right.
And that is what got us hemmed up in the election, because folks are saying, for example, all these millennials are going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Well, if you talk to black millennials, they weren't voting for her.
That's
for
right.
For myriad of other reasons. For myriad of reasons.
She was a liar.
But folks expected that that's what would happen, but no one spoke about to these people. So I think there could be a lot more attention being paid to speaking to people on the ground, real people, not just these Trump voters though, because the electorate is more than just quote unquote Trump loyalists. There's a whole swath of the American electorate we have to talk to. Remember, Hillary Clinton on the popular vote. So I think that's one thing the media could do better. Not necessarily that they were wrong, but they could do better. And if there wants to be a better rapport with the Trump administration, we just have to try to build better relationships, and that is also on the Trump administration.
Well, I mean, take Bernie Sanders. I mean, you guys did a great job with labor households. I mean, where Trump only lost 51-43. I think that's a big part of the reason. I mean, the trade issue. This wasn't even so much of a party thing. This crossed both parties. I mean, Ted Cruz, who I said I used to work for, I mean, that almost crippled his campaign in the summer of 2015. The way and that's where I think one of the underreported stories of this entire election. I mean, part of that was Sanders. And these folks who see their jobs decimated because of NAFTA and other trade deals, they don't wake up every day and say, hey, I'm a Republican, I'm heading into the factory, or hey, I'm a Democrat. They're like, man, where's my job?
Yeah.
Like, where's this thing? And I think that's where we talk about this divide, where I think Trump was able to, I think, really speak to a lot of these people. But I think these people don't wake up and
there are real issues that folks are dealing with that the media is not covering.
Totally.
And I think that's where we sometimes we agree on something. That's sometimes where the reporters get it wrong. Like I read some stories sometimes, I'm like, they don't get it because they haven't talked about it.
Okay, I want John to answer, but then we're going to go. We are running quickly out of time. We're going to take a couple of questions from the crowd. So, John, I'll let you, and we'll go to the audience.
Yeah, I don't have some grand insight. I think, first of all, it's important that we talk about the media to not speak about it as one of more of this blog. I think that there is a few key challenges. I think that there are several serious adult journalists at Fox News, but I think they have to decide whether or not it's appropriate for them to be part of that kind of an organization that has sort of become untethered, I think, especially Fox and Friends, Sean Hannity. I mean, these are propaganda outfits, and I think that's really dangerous. Beyond that, one of the things that I think is really hard is to see the forest for the trees, and that when you're covering the machinations on the Hill, when you're covering the machinations of Scaramucci and Priebus, what car did he get in? Where did he go? Fascinating. Talk about it. I talk about it on Pod Save America. We get into it, of course, they're interesting and important stories, but I think it's important too that, when you're talking about the president pulling out of Paris, why does it matter? Well, it doesn't matter because it does the Obama legacy. It matters for the planet, right? That's the deeper issues at stake here. And so when you talk about these fights, I think it's hard, and these are great journalists covering these stories, and it's hard to say, this is different. This is a change. This is an attack on a norm or a value or institution. And it is something we haven't seen before. So to not lose sight of the things that are changing and calling a lie and upholding values in the reporting on the machinations, I think is hard.
I just say one thing, just one observation. It's not a partisan observation. I think it's something that the Trump administration has struggled. Even they would admit they've struggled to do this, which is a lot of decisions are still being made in a completely political lens. Like, you guys were great during the campaign. Obviously, you won, right? Like, it was a great message.
Yes.
But now the president's base
That's
is
right.
Congress, right? Like, he has to maintain his political base, his voting base, but when this morning he tweeted, Congress should
Hey,
not
Tony
pass
Amador, how
another
are you?
bill
Here I am at
before,
Politicon in Pasadena, sorry.
Before they deal with healthcare. He hasn't even gotten accustomed to the fact that, like, we hear this all the time on Capitol Hill. 535 people who were mostly there before Donald Trump and will mostly be there after Donald Trump.
Come on.
And that's something he hasn't grown accustomed to. That, like, he needs to woo these people in a way that he's not used to wooing people, because he's a rich dude who's owned a big business and he doesn't have to really answer to anybody, right? Like, now Congress is a constituency that he has to woo, and he has to be solicitous of.
I know exactly how you feel, man.
That's changed from his whole life.
Right, and I don't think that the White House and the administration fully gets the fact that they have these 32 or 33 governors. They have the majorities of the House and the Senate. They have the RNC and all these agencies. And look, on these issues, when we talk about tax reform, I mean, heck, Republicans have been talking about repealing Obamacare for 7 years now.
They're screwing it up.
Not have a bill ready to go for the president.
I know.
It's an absolute joke. I've said it a number of times. Sloan and I've been on CNN, and I've been hammering that over and over. But look, I think the president spends too much time in Washington. I'd much rather have him be in a lot of these districts and raising these issues. And I think at this point, look, for now, I'm over on the healthcare stuff. I think we're going to have to come back to it later. I say let's go get tax cuts done. Let's get the ball rolling on infrastructure in a more substantive way, and then come back and tackle healthcare later. But I mean, the healthcare situation, it's going off a cliff. We're going to have to come back to it. But I'd say let's get to tax cuts.
All right.
We're going to take some questions.
So what's the guy here right in the front?
We're not. I think we're only going to have time for a couple. So.
Thank you. So again, as a consumer, as I consume news, as everyone here does, I love the train wreck that is the Trump administration. I get it, but do you guys think that it actually is a detriment to the Democratic Party really coming out with a message, right? Because you have Tom Perez, this new slogan, better jobs, better pizza, right?
A
better deal, right? And so, which again, even talking to Michael Steele outside, I didn't have a convincing argument on why he should join the Democratic Party, right? So do you think that is actually distracting us as Democrats from having a clear message?
John, why don't you take this one?
So this new rollout of a message, I think it's working. We talked about this on the show. We were critical of it, but we understood where it was coming from. I think I have a sort of nuanced take on this. It was an interesting set of policies. I think there was some interesting new stuff on mergers and consolidation and monopolies. I think the Democrats are going to have a long time to figure out, need to take some time to figure out what happened here, right? How did we do so poorly at the local level, the state level, and the national level? What lessons can we learn? And that's, I think, going to mean a lot of good ideas are going to come from a lot of different places. It is going to be hard to break through. That's going to be one of the great challenges. Whether a better deal is the perfect message, it probably isn't, but it's at least it's a message, and it's starting to be something that Democrats can start to say. Their set of policies, a higher minimum wage. It reflects, I think, a lot of the lessons from 2016.
This is a really stacked panel.
Bernie Sanders was campaigning about, and we talked about this on a previous panel about how hard it is to make this case, but Donald Trump, I think, reminded the white working class that they were white, but Democrats need to remind
that they
the
were
white
working
working class and the black working class and the Hispanic working class that they're working. And I think figuring out how the best way to do that, what the best words are, what the best policies are, that's just a historic challenge that we're in the middle of.
Thank you. When it comes to the Donald's alternative facts, do you feel that him hoodwinking his way into office by agreeing to be a supporter of Medicare, the LGBT community, as well as release his taxes, when then reneging on these facts once he got his needs met, is an effective way to true leadership or simply dictatorship oppression? Lastly, is it about people truly getting him, or those who are spineless and willing to blow smoke up his backside? Thank you.
Okay. I'll take it.
Was there a question there? Or
Yeah.
I didn't want to have,
Yeah, it ended with a question. It ended with
It sure did.
Is there, no, I'm being serious. Is there a question? Is that just
It ended with a question. It ended with a question.
I'll do my best here. Thank you for the question. Look, I think the president has done a pretty good job of staying true to his principles. I think where last week, and this is part of, I think, the frustration of the transgender troop announcement. This is one of the things we're seeing.
This is the most biased panel I've ever seen. I'll call that out.
Republican candidate that we've ever seen. I think with his support that he's for the LGBT community, the comments that he made at the Republican convention. I mean, think about how groundbreaking.
I'm supposed to be the next one to speak. Let's see what they do.
President go to the Republican convention and make such a proclamation. We've never seen something like that from the top of the ticket before, and I think that last week really undercut a lot of the progress that he made. And so I think that,
okay, so we have a pro-transgender.
I still think there's an opportunity for him to make great progress with these communities, but that's the one error that I've seen so far. But look, I think the president's been pretty straightforward on what he's been trying to do so far. But we'll probably be here all day with all the other attacks on the president.
Perfect. We're going to do one more in the question in the back.
Oh, no kidding. Really? All the way in the back you're going to do a question when there was a line right here. Interesting. Wow. Can you not see how slanted and biased this panel is? There is no outspoken Trump supporter. That is shameful. I waited in line. I'm the third person, and then you want to change it where? That's not, just don't touch me, please.
Okay, there's a second.
I'm allowed to say this much. I think it's wrong that you have such a slanted panel here. I think that the president should keep tweeting. He goes around you guys running rackets and circles around you. This is precisely why you guys are in the tank. You are so biased, including you, Mr. Kristol. I have respect for some of your foreign policy views, but your NeverTrump stance will never stand with me. The fact of the matter is, our president is actually delivering news. He's taken down pedophile rings. He has expanded Second Amendment rights. That is what our president is supposed to do. He's doing his job. You guys, like this woman said right there, she lives in a bubble. It's either New York or LA, but there's a great big America right in the middle, which is a red country, and I'm a red man in a blue state, and I'm not ashamed to say so. So ask yourselves this: why is it that you guys are so blind and so self-deceived that you don't recognize your own inability to report the truth? Offensive. Okay, the truth is objective fact that's reported at length. And what you saw there is one of the most expressly biased panels I have ever seen, in which there is not one solid Trump supporter, including the Republican who had worked for the Cruz campaign, and then he's claiming that he's pro-transgender. There's nothing wrong with the president deciding that individuals serving in our military should be in the primest physical fit, shape, and mindset. And you did not see that up there. There was no...
Racist.
Why?
He goes and he disrupts public meetings.
Why?
Because
this guy's a failed school board candidate who has nothing better to do but to harass people. It looks like you've gained some weight. Are you eating over your paint? Is that your age or your IQ? Is that your age or your... Do you talk... This was a school board candidate and he flips people off?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you lost. You should not be around children.
You're a fucking asshole.
You should not be around children. That man got in my face with a middle finger. I'm so glad you lost that school board race, sir. I don't want you anywhere near children. So.
Just coming down.
It's like people who complain that the coverage of Trump is mostly negative. So therefore it's anti-Trump. Well, yeah, because you have a negative...
Just make sure you respect his
president.
personal space.
Thank you very much. And what I understand is personal space is arm length. That's fine, right? Okay. Okay, I want you to see, this is Carl Peterson. His health is in decline. This is a man who is a failed school board candidate. He's turned into a hateful bigot. He follows We the People Rising. He follows LA County for Trump. He wants to instigate fights. This man flipped me off in my face with the middle finger right there. Everybody, I want you to know this. If that guy ever wants to run for school board again, remember, I don't think your kid should be around somebody who flashes the middle finger at somebody's face. I'm just telling you, he was hostile to me, and that's why I got a little unnerved. So...